Gal Gadot, like I mentioned earlier, she was a little bit naive in a lot of ways, but she was really confident, really strong. She believed she could do anything she wanted to do, didn't second guess herself. Chris Pine knew he wasn't as strong. He sent her in to go do things that no one else could do, but at the same time, he was much more understanding of world events going on. Hey, here's the impact if we do this. So in a lot of ways,
she was like a secret weapon.
Right. But they had complementary strengths, so no one was stronger than the other in a lot of ways, and I appreciated that part.
Yeah. It was kind of like she was like the strength and he was the brains, where he's like, and he told her a lot in the movie, hey, calm down, let's do this, and she was like, of course, like coming from Themyscira, she's like, I want to find Ares, you know what I mean?
Right. But they were both right in a lot of ways, right? She knew Ares was existing, and she was right that she needed to kill him because he had a lot of influence. She was also right that he had influence over Chris Pine. She didn't even realize it. Yeah. Until, and I just spoiled everything for everybody, but
that's good. We're in spoiler territory.
We're in spoiler territory. But I like that because, again, it was complementary strengths. I like a movie who can put everybody on the. I don't care if you're male, woman, kid, whatever. If you put everybody on the same level, I don't even have to think about it anymore. Great job. Gal Gadot, I thought she did actually a pretty good job. She wasn't great, but she's getting better. Yes, this was one of my biggest concerns with her. And she brought in that almost childish naivety that she had. But also, like, she was super confident. So in that room full of generals, when she went in, and they were all upset because, like, what's a woman doing in the room? And she didn't give a crap. She was just reading 2 languages. She's like, no one else in this room could read 2 languages. And she just read them for, you know what I mean? So she inserted herself. Like, scenes like that, even the crying scene when somebody died. Like, she actually brought a little bit of emotion to it. Yeah, of course. So, I thought she actually did pretty well. I didn't see her showing a lot of strength. I don't know if that was a choice that her and Patty Jenkins made. Hey, we don't want Wonder Woman to be overly powered or not. Like, we want her to be agile and strong, but not overly powerful. Because, I would expect, like, a Jessica Biel, like, just ripped and, like, gonna rip through you, right? I didn't see that with her. I didn't have that physical presence with her. But anyways, Chris Pine, huge, right?
Huge. He was definitely a standout.
Great. He didn't overshine her. He didn't steal scenes from her. He was a great support, Again, I think they complemented each other in all the scenes. So I thought Patty Jenkins did either a really great job at putting the spotlight on both of them, but also on her when she needed it. So great directing on her part, great acting on his part, not to try to steal every scene he's in. Phenomenal job, great teamwork by everybody. The supporting characters, to your point earlier, overall, great supporting cast. They did great. I think, to your point, the casting they did for everybody
was amazing.
Great casting.
Fit very well. They didn't have to build every single character, but you still cared about what happened to them. And if you notice, like, once Chris Pine was gone, like, she inherited, like, the entourage team, right? That was pretty cool. I'm going in a lot, so I apologize. No, you're good. Hey, we're going all the way. It's just me and you, too, so we're good.
All right, cool. Robin Wright, I thought was really good. So she played Gal Gadot's mother.
You mean Aunt?
Robin Wright was a mother, and then...
No, Robin Wright was the aunt.
The aunt, right.
And then...
Antiope, right? And then the mother was Connie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Okay, so Robin Wright, to me, I think she was a little one-dimensional in her performance this time. She was just a little, like... I didn't see any remorse or, like... She was just gun-ho. And maybe that was her choice, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, she was a general, and I felt like she was kind of like a heel.
Yeah.
Like, in... for Gal Gadot, like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like, she's like pretty much helping her in the journey to becoming a great warrior. So I feel, she was...
So, and I get that, but she was, there's always that one person in superhero movies. Yeah. Like Amy Adams, right? They always bring a little too much intensity. You're like, it's a comic book. Yeah. I'm not saying she went that far, but I do feel like she was just very intense. Yeah. And you wanted a little bit of levity. Anyways, but I didn't think she was bad. Overall, I thought she was good.
Yep, she was.
Connie Nielsen was great as her mother. Again, the Amazonians, they reminded me of Sparta a lot, like 300. They did. It was a female version of 300. A lot of their character, a lot of their. Again, Patty Jenkins, got to credit her for this. When you got in there, you understood their culture.
You understood, hey, this is unique. You even got a little bit of detail how they live, how they train, who they are, how they fight. That first fight scene on the beach, bro, is amazing.
It was.
They're falling off the cliffs and stuff. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Like, and they're not only that, but they're dying. Like, they're actually getting killed
just because of they don't know man's world. They don't know the guns and everything like that. So they're just like going in, guns blazing, but without guns. They just have arrows. You know what I mean?
Flaming arrows shooting at boats. You're like,
so
okay.
they definitely weren't prepared for that.
No, they weren't.
No.
But and then to your point too, though. It was great. I mean, I thought they did a good job. I'm going over all my notes here. One of the other things, I did think the jokes were well timed. I didn't think it was overly jokey.
Yeah, that's one of my pros too.
It was a good joke.
The comedic timing was very well.
Yeah, but there wasn't one true comic relief. It was good comedy.
Yeah. It was like a round table of just everyone had their joke. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yep.
Because I didn't write that, but that's a perfect way to put it. Chris Pine's joke of like, hey, are you the average man? And he's like, I'm a little bit above average.
Like above average, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
love
come
that.
on. Great comedy to break up something that's, it didn't need to be there, but it was an elephant in the room. Great way to do it.
Yep.
I thought another good thing is building into the universe a little bit with the letters from Bruce Wayne. Just a little bit of DCEU.
I like that.
Not overly, right?
Yep.
I love it. And did you also catch, too, Aquaman's father and the silhouette of when they talked about the gods holding the trident?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I did not see that.
Oh, yeah. There's a silhouette there of somebody holding the trident.
Oh, yes. I gotta look at that. I gotta look up. Yeah.
I know. So, it's just like there's a little bit of subtle references.
They did. They should have done that in BVS instead of the whole. Oh my God! Look, USB drive. Everyone, their logos created. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
That's another story.
Another story, but I thought those were really good. The other thing I really liked was that No Man's Land scene.
Oh.
Great scene.
That was a great scene.
Great scene. Like
for me, one of the greatest superhero movie scenes that you've for the hero.
Yeah.
Showing who they are. I love that scene. One of my favorite scenes in the movie.
I mean, and not only that, but it's a blend of superhero and war movie. She brought in so much good detail and knowledge of what a war scene, a battle scene would look like and feel like. That you almost lost it. You had a superhero there. Like, they were in the trenches shooting at each other.
They could not get out of those trenches. And she was like, I'm going to get us out of here.
Right. So, you're in almost, a Mel Gibson movie at some point. Like, going through the trenches, no one can get out of there. You're in that much detail. People getting shot and, she's walking through and seeing all the injured. You're in so much detail in that movie. And then you realize, oh, wait, we have a superhero here. Let's end this battle real quick. Great. I mean,
that was definitely the part where it's like, she is a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, every hero has that moment where it's like, okay, this is the superhero. This is what defines them. That scene defined her.
Exactly. And, so there were some really just great things in here. I'm not going to go into cons yet. But there was some great stuff here that I felt was... I just felt it was a great movie, and it lived up to the critique and the reviews that you have right now and the build-up. And so... Again, I just can't say enough good about the good things.
Yeah, of course.
So, how about you, Elvis?
This movie, Patty Jenkins was the star of this film.
Yes.
For what the DCEU has been through the last couple of movies, for her to make this was a great DC movie. And we're going to go into later. We're going to rank some film. We're going to rank where this one ranks. But for what Patty Jenkins did, getting DC out of this hole that they were in.
Yes.
Saving this pretty much this universe from total collapse.
She put it on her shoulders.
Yeah. Especially with a Wonder Woman movie. You don't expect it.
Right. Of all DC characters, right?
So Patty Jenkins was definitely a standout for me. She was a star. With the way she directed the Amazons, the Themyscira, the world building, I just felt like she just did a great job. The script was on point. And
Alan Heinberg.
Yeah. Gal Gadot, for what... This is only her fifth maybe movie. She was in the Fast and Furious movies, a couple scenes, and she was in BVS for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
I felt like what Patty Jenkins did, she recognized the actress, the brand new actress that Gal Gadot is, and to carry this movie, I thought she wrote perfectly for her.
Yes.
She was strong. The dialogue wasn't like crazy, you know what I mean?
Right.
She got her point across. It's Wonder Woman. She didn't talk too much. She was not gun shy. I felt like she just did a great mix of all the emotions that you want from a Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So I feel like Patty Jenkins was definitely a standout. I love how she directed this movie. This is gonna go down as one of her best films, and it gets me more excited for, even if it's not a superhero movie, what she does next.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely a director that I want to see next, and she's like up and coming. You know what I mean? She's been a while. She's done TV, a couple movies, but this is definitely gonna get her high on that pedestal.
Oh yes.
But that's one pro. Themyscira, like I said, I love that world building where it was like no man. They made it like you didn't seem like it was like, oh, they were just all like, oh, we don't need men, like they were independent women.
Yep.
Strong women. So Themyscira was great, and especially the color palette for this movie. Most DC movies, it's happening at night or in rain, and this one you see, you see it's a paradise. They literally call it, "This is our paradise right now." But I love that. I love that setting that they have right there,
and the tonal difference once you left Themyscira. It like got really dark and dreary, right? So
just
she
like
did
Chris
a good
Pine
job
told
of
her. She's like, "This is London," and then he's like, "Yep, not for everybody."
Yep.
I like that.
Oh, it was perfect.
And I feel like he was kind of like joking with DC movies because it's like dark, dreary, raining, smoke, something like that. And he's like, "Yep, not for everybody."
Yep.
But it was so I love Themyscira. Chris Pine, for me, my favorite character in this movie.
Yes.
His journey from when you meet him to his end, pretty much, where of course he dies. He sacrifices himself.
He does.
The hero that he is, I loved him. Like, he is becoming an actor. He's becoming slowly one of my favorite actors.
Yes.
In Hollywood right now. He's breaking the mold of like, oh, superstar. And being in like these comedies where it's like Horrible Bosses 2 and stupid stuff like that. Since Hell or High Water and with this movie, he is getting up there. He's climbing that mountain to becoming a great actor like a Leonardo, like a Tom Hardy.
Yep.
So Chris Pine was definitely a standout for me. The comedic timing was great. Like you said, it was like a round table. Everyone had their joke, but there was no like one person that was the jokester of the movie.
Yeah. And it wasn't an unneeded joke. You know what I mean? You don't need a joke at this time.
It made sense with the situation that they were in.
Yep.
So with the comedic timing, especially between like another standout of mine, I'm going to say is Gal Gadot. She's not going to win an Oscar for this or anything like that, but she did great. Like with what Patty Jenkins gave her, the script, and the comedic timing goes into their chemistry also.
Yep, that good chemistry.
Yes, so I felt like they had great chemistry in this movie between Steve Trevor and Diana Prince. Like it's like they're playing off of each other. Yeah. They were a good duo.
They were,
which is what I wanted to see, because in the comics you see them as a good duo, and in this, the animated movies, like you're like, wow, like this is a great duo.
Yep.
But definitely that chemistry between them, the score of this film. Yes. I love the score.
Oh my goodness.
It gets you like a little bit teary-eyed in some of the scenes that happen.
Yeah.
And a big part was the score. A lot of people forget the score, but I feel like the score helped Gal Gadot take that next step into this movie and becoming great. And the score was by Rupert Gregson Williams.
Yep.
And I want to see what he does next. He did Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yep.
A lot.
What else did he do?
Tarzan.
He did Tarzan. I never saw that one.
I never saw that one. He did Postman. He did Blended. He did a lot of comedies. A lot of comedies. You just go with it. He looks like he's very involved with usually Adam Sandler. So lightening things up. But
yeah, he broke the mold then.
He broke the mold here.
This was definitely like almost at a John Williams type caliber. Like, especially with Wonder Woman's theme. The whole jungle
theme. Whenever they played her theme,
and you got right into it.
You got chills. Like you're like, chills. It's her theme.
Exactly.
You know?
You're like something
that does not happen often. Like not anymore. Like almost it's synonymous with. Don't get me wrong. It's not up there. But it is the Imperial March. It's
of course,
like you
that's her theme. Everyone has their theme.
There's Superman, his song, the Imperial March. And now I think this song is going to be synonymous with
Wonder Woman. Yep,
like Wonder Woman. It's going to be synonymous.
Yes, And also, another pro of mine would be the pacing. I thought the pacing...
Yes.
A lot of the DC films, like Suicide Squad, BVS,